Hey guys, Adam from Equipped to Endure. Well, today we're going to finish up part of our series with our low-end knives. These are our small fixed blade. We have right here our Mora Classic. I just want to show you guys the wear and tear on this knife. As you can see, it is pretty well loved. Alright, now this knife performed very well. This retails for about $14.50. The blade's nearly 5 inches. Relatively thin, but not bad. I'll tell you a couple things that I like for this for bushcrafting is that the back edge is relatively sharp, so you can throw a pretty good spark with that. Now this is a stick tang, or sometimes they call it a rat tang. This isn't a full tang knife. Now this knife is for bushcrafting, small everyday camping functions. Now you're not going to have a handguard on there. That's one thing that I'm going to have to point out. Well, it's pretty obvious, but you're not going to want to use any thrusting or stabbing motions with this knife, because what will happen is, because of the shape of this knife, you'll actually run your hand up the blade, and that can spell disaster. Now, some of this laminated steel is very good. It's very strong. It comes very factory sharp. For $14.50, I would really say that you can't really find a better bushcrafting knife. Now, this would be something I would keep in the camp. I wouldn't make this a primary knife. Now, this may be mixed with an axe. If you're really into axes, might serve you really well out there. For those of you who are into this kind of knife, I can tell you right now, you need your money on this. I have heard stories about these breaking on people. You know, they're not that rugged. But for $14.50, I really don't think you can go wrong with this kind of. The positive things is very sharp, very factory sharp, very good ergonomics. You can really, hold this in a variety of different techniques. For whatever purposes you need to use the blade for. So that's one very positive, the ergonomics of the handle. This is a simple drop point. It's actually almost got a slight clip to it, as you can see. The knife is large enough to do a multitude of tasks, but it's not too large that would hinder you doing any of the small kind of bushcrafting things. So very decent construction, very comfortable. There is actually a little bit more expensive model. That's pretty much the same. It goes for about $44. And there also is a model very similar to this Mora Classic with a guard, so if you'd be interested in something like that. Now, the major drawback for this knife, I think, is going to be the sheath. Now this is it. This is nothing's fancy at all. This is this simple little plastic clip is what hooks onto your belt loop. It's a simple friction. For those of you who don't know, friction retention just means that the energy of the material pushing against one another when you push down in there really tight is the only thing that's keeping you in. Now, I did retrieve this from a box this morning when I got it. I actually had it out of our survival weekend, and when I reached in to grab it, I grabbed it upside down, and it did fall out. Now, as you guys saw in the video, I was putting a lot of force in there to try to get it out, and I was actually having some trouble getting it out. But that goes to show you that if this wasn't secured in there, moved around really, randomly, it could loosen out. So when you went to go withdraw the blade, you might get used to being able to pick it up upside down, and it might slip out on you. So, and actually, right now I'm having a little bit of trouble releasing the blade because I pushed it in there too hard. So that's also another danger. So the sheath is absolute garbage. I understand there's no frills, and the main focus is the knife. So 2 drain holes right there. That's pretty much all the function of the sheath. The plastic does feel rigid enough that it won't crack and break, but I would not keep this on my belt. Reach back there and find either an empty sheath or no sheath at all, because this piece of plastic is broken off. This one might be a little too large for the children because of the circumference of the handle, but I think this would be a great starter knife for somebody. Be a great camp knife, be a great extra knife. This is light enough that you could wrap it around your neck. You guys know that I'm not a big fan of neck knives, but they do have their place. I'm not saying that they don't. That's just my personal preference. So the Mora Classic, $14.50. This is a great example of a low budget knife that will serve you well out there. Just keep in consideration of some of the limitations of it when you go out there. So, hey guys, this is Adam from Equipped to Endure. If you guys have any questions or comments, please email me at adam@equippedtoendure.com. Don't forget to check out our website at equippedtoendure.com. And also, if you guys haven't had a chance to check out the podcast that I'm doing with Garrett Lucas from Woods Monkey, Outdoors Allowed, it is now on iTunes. So please subscribe to the podcast, give it a listen. We just posted our 7th one Friday, so some pretty good stuff on there. So you guys take care. Be safe out there. Remember, if you're not always prepared, you're never prepared. Thanks.